Hey guys, it's your governor, Tampon Tim. Well, they finally caught us. If you're a Somalian with one of those fake businesses we used to steal taxpayer money with, please shut it down like right now. If you see a white kid wearing a hoodie holding a small fluffy microphone and an iPhone, do not let him in. His name is Nick Shirley and he may look like a friendly guy, but believe me, he is not. So just, lock the door, pretend like you're working and shit like that. Oh, and if the FBI knocks on your door, run like you're back in Somalia chasing a chicken for dinner, okay? Anyway, bye guys, we had a good run.
Thank God for Nick Shirley exposing Tim Walz. Let's go.
Thank you all. Well, welcome to the Capitol. It's great that you're all... Sir, you're welcome to come. Let me finish. Let me finish and vote.
Hey, sir, he doesn't have fucking votes, sir. Shut your mouth.
Oh, hey.
Tim Walz getting booed. Looks like people have had enough.
Minnesota is now the land of 10,000 fake daycares. In a resurfaced clip, Tim Walz bragged about making it easier for people to get into the childcare business in Minnesota.
And we have to make it easier for folks to be able to get into that business and then to make sure that folks are able to pay for that. We were able to do it in Minnesota, and I'm still telling you this.
We were able to do it in Minnesota. Yeah. And the Titanic was able to do icebergs. I don't know, Tim. Isn't it kind of weird that daycares in Minnesota have fewer kids than vasectomy clinics?
Oh, roasted. Absolutely roasted. I love this so much.
50 Cent just posted this announcing that he knows what he's doing his next documentary on. That's Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar. Listen, you could put 50 Cent up against a whole army of these degenerate, mentally deficient Somali daycare pirates, and I'm gonna put my money on him all day, every day. Dead ass, bro. What you gonna do against 50 Cent? Shoot him? They tried that already 9 times. He's still here, bitch. You put 50 Cent up against an average IQ of 67, I'm going 50 all day, every day.
I love 50 Cent. He's a real one.
As for old Tampon Timmy, he's already under investigation. And I put way more faith in what 50 can come up with than the FBI. How long till you think he gets old Ilhan, I married my brother Omar ass deported? You can put Curtis up against every single one of these dudes. That still ain't gonna be no fair. Come on, man. Look at this dude. That's no fair fight. Come on, bro. Look at this shit. These jokes, they write themselves. But, bro, let me know if you want any help. I'll come out, bro. I got your 6, homie.
Tim Walz is gonna end up behind bars. I'm sure of it.
All right, ready. Whoa, wait a minute.
Where you going, Tim? Oh yeah, great. Get that flag out of here. Bring in the new state flag. Oh, that's quite an ugly flag there, Tim.
There, that's better.
I can't believe Tim Walz replaced the state flag with a Somalian one. False! Tim Walz didn't pick Minnesota's new flag, and its designer said it wasn't inspired by Somalia's. Yeah, the fact checkers were all over this one when it seemed it might hurt Tim Walz's chances of becoming vice president. But are we, critical thinkers that we are, going to sit by and accept this? Here is the previous Minnesota state flag. It's alright, I guess. We have mountains, a guy working on a farm, and, an Indian on a horse. Well, we can't have an Indian on a horse.
Some imagery of the state flag was deemed politically incorrect.
It depicts a Native American riding off into the distance with a white settler on the land. The first flag, adopted in 1893, did too.
The Native American man on horseback was troubling to a great many.
Oh my gosh, these woke mainstream news media, they go way too far once again.
Second video of the day comes to us from the poor man's Rip Taylor, known as Tim Walz. At a recent Wisconsin rally, Tampon Tim encouraged people to have difficult political conversations with strangers to boost voter turnout. Watch.
It's going to be one door-to-door, call-to-call, $5 donation, trying to have that hard conversation in the produce aisle with the person you saw there at the grocery store.
I mean, it's all like, he said he served in the Army, it was soft-served.
That's good.
I mean, it was like, he not only left the Army, he walked out of the Old Navy, you know?
That's a good one.
And the relationship's it's a little like, you know, he made a speech and then shook his wife's hand.
Yeah.
And then she grabbed his boobs.
Savage, absolutely savage.
In the wake of Nick Shirley exposing over $100 million of fraud in Minnesota all in one day, lawmakers are making official calls for Tim Walz to resign in the wake of this fraud crisis.
Tim Walz knew about it, definitely, and he did nothing.
Tim Walz is a victim. He's a victim, he says, of the fact that the president of the United States called him retarded. Okay, my dude.
Sweetie, what is your condition?
How should I know? I'm retarded.
There's no way. Really? Somehow $1 billion goes missing. Very strange. You're presiding over the social breakdown and disorder in Minneapolis, attendant to mass migration from third world countries. You have sitting Congress people who spend their days writing letters on behalf of people who tried to join ISIS in your state, and you're upset because people called you retarded? I mean,
that's what the left does. Exactly. They try to play the victim, but we are gonna see right through it.
We are living in a time, Michael, where we are kind of expected to accept things. It's like we were gonna, whether it was like an open border or just revolving door criminality, or during COVID, we had to accept people telling us how to live.
Yeah. Yeah, they
well. Yeah.
Right? What's his nuts? Tim Walz. Hello, Tim Walz. I set up a hotline. You can rat out your neighbors.
Yes. Well, rat out your neighbors.
They have too many people over for a party. Call them up and let me know.
But that you know what? That's a great point.
Yeah.
A hotline to rat on your neighbors, but don't arrest people that kill people.
Right? And then if someone does get brutally murdered, don't bring it to the attention of everyone else.
Yes.
That was I'm with you, these wild headlines. MAGA wants you to be outraged about a murder.
This is absolutely nuts. These liberal policies, they are killing the country.
Tim Walz is crashing out. The entire nation has their eyes on Minnesota and the fraud that somehow he didn't notice. And him and his daughter have absolutely no idea how to respond. In fact, he is responding in the very worst way. This is what he had to say. Should have stopped there.
This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy when you hear the Vice President of the United States talk about now white people won't have to apologize for being white. That's never happened once in my whole damn life. And I think everybody in this room knows what they're doing.
You'll notice that Tim Walz has a strange obsession for blaming white men for everything. And maybe that is him telling us that he recognizes that he is at fault for this.
Tim Walz, you're not gonna get away with anything. We see what you're doing.
It's really kind of sad to watch. Because he starts out these events as like a happy pet shop owner, you know? And then he morphs into a lying Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
Like, it begins with like, there's a puppy, look at all the puppies. I love the puppies. It's all this and this. And then suddenly he's like, I was in Tiananmen Square. I'm a knucklehead, Shannon Boehm. One of my friends are school shooters. Walk a puppy, another puppy. Oh, it's a heartbreaker. Sorry, I lied.
To me, Tim Walz lost all of his credibility. I don't believe anything he says anymore.
He claps too much and spews bullshit. Welcome to Wacko Walz's greatest hits.
Well, it looks like this goofball's going to have a pretty busy schedule in 2026. Between having to testify on Capitol Hill in a few weeks and running his busy re-election campaign, poor little Timmy's not going to have too much time to do one of his favorite pastimes, a little country line dancing down at the Rainbow Social Club. It just amazes me this guy's a governor and was almost vice president. Every speech his ignorance is on display. Hit that like and subscribe, and let's have some fun.
It is not a privilege to have food. It's a human right to have food.
That's a weird dude there.
To make the note that we're putting this money in that was bridge us.
The hell's he talking about?
And just so those folks out there who want to get a Grinchy heart on or something, and so just to be very clear, this is across every geographic aspect.
What did he say?
Geographic aspect, because I'm a little bit irritated, and I'll just say it. When I was in Congress, there was a government shutdown. I donated my check to the Open Door in Rochester.
This is Kamala Harris 2.0. It doesn't make any sense what he says.
Well, hello again, friends. It's Tim Walz,
governor of the great state of Minnesota. Now, a couple things tick me off. One, when the Vikings don't make it to the World Series, that just And two, when people keep talking about fraud in the great state of Minnesota. I thought we covered this. Here we are again. It's deja vu all over. I'm so upset. I could spit nails. I could get on the roof and make a shingle stick. I can't do the waves. I can't do the kicks. My heart's breaking. Okay, they're now saying that it's fraud on an industrial scale. Do you know how big industrial? That's okay. That's like the big roll of paper towel. I don't even know what that means. It's a lot of money. I had oversight. I had a report on my desk, and for what it's gone. I'm looking so hard, and now they're showing me these videos. Some fella goes out to these healthcare these leering centers. That's for a child's education, and it's a leering. Now maybe that's how they spell learning in other countries, and this is a lost in translation. This is a Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, Happy Little Mary mix. I don't know. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to find out how Ilhan Omar got so rich. She's worth tens of millions. Anybody worried about that?
The Somali could not have done all of this fraud on their own. They definitely got help from the Democrats.
But Governor Tim Walz still pointing blame at everyone else, posting, quote, "This is Trump's long game. We've spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue, but this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans."
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt joining us now. Caroline, thank you for being here.
Governor Walz is completely incompetent. He always has been, and President Trump has long called him out for his incompetence and his poor leadership in the great state of Minnesota. I want to commend Nick Shirley for his incredible video in Real Journalism that went viral this past week.
Tim Walz is totally incompetent. I agree. He's gonna get replaced soon enough.
I'm giving everybody a fair warning right now. You might not like my language in this video, but I don't care. I'm not holding back. I'm calling on every single Republican in office to get off of your lazy asses and go after Tim Walz. Get together, huddle around. I don't care. Do what you got to do. Grow a spine and go after these crooked-ass Democrats. Go after these scamming Somalians stealing from the American people. You don't think Tim Walz knew about $18 billion being stolen? $18 billion in fraud! He didn't know? Bullshit! Bullshit!
Enough is enough. These Democrats, they have been stealing from people and it has to stop right now. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and click right there to watch the next one. Bye bye.